This is Sarah Grace Patrick. On February 20th, 2025, 16-year-old Sarah called 911 and told dispatchers that her 5-year-old sister had made a horrifying discovery. Their mother, 41-year-old Kristen Brock, and Sarah's stepfather, 45-year-old James Brock, had been found shot to death in their beds at 1531 Carrollton Tyus Road. But after months with no answers and the case growing cold, investigators finally found a breakthrough. On July 8, 2025, they revealed a shocking twist.
Today, we can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
As soon as the news broke, the internet erupted, especially the TikTok community, which had rallied around Sarah during her time of grief. Having lost her parents at just 16, Sarah had shared a stream of photos and videos, expressing her heartbreak and shock over the tragic loss of her mother and stepfather. But as it turns out, all of it had been a carefully crafted facade that no one saw coming. The case shook the entire community, which had watched in sorrow as 2 young girls were left orphaned that tragic day in February. While investigators worked tirelessly and involved every arm of the justice system, even offering to pay a reward to anyone with information, Sarah became the image of strength and resilience within her community, especially during the emotional farewell at her parents' funeral.
There's nothing we can do to bring them back. We still have control over how we treat people.
For a teenager who had seemed to be grieving the loss of her parents, what investigators later revealed about her involvement felt like a deep betrayal to the TikTok community that had supported her.
Everyone's a suspect. I think I told many of you that when we were on scene that day. However, as an investigation continues and everything ebbs and flows, like I said in my press release, mountains of evidence has gotten us through here today. Lots of processing, lots of working with our law enforcement partners to get us to where we are today that honed in on her as a suspect.
Do you believe that she tried to cover this up in any way over the course of these months? You know, we've even seen some videos on social media of somebody saying, you know, I'm making this message on behalf of the daughter. Do you believe she tried to get people to cover up anything?
Considering that she didn't just immediately tell us what happened, yes. But who knows what's going on in a young person's mind like that. But she has been arrested and charged now, and we feel confident that she is responsible for their murders. But like I said,
just like the press and the community, the investigators also had all reason to believe that Sarah had only been pretending to grieve the death of her parents. Take this, for instance. In early June, a TikTok user who runs a true crime blog named Allegedly Reportedly, where she has amassed over 100,000 followers, told People magazine that in June of 2025, a TikTok user named Sarah Grace sent her a simple message: "Search up Brock case. They're my parents." And out of nowhere, a random Thursday night in February, someone came in my house with me and my 5-year-old sister and shot my parents brutally, leaving them for me and my little sister to wake up to. Reads the message from Sarah Grace, according to screenshots Janice shared with People. Janice expressed her condolences and responded that she would look into it. The account, which has not been confirmed to belong to Sarah, has since been taken down. The following day, Janice claimed that she received another message that, in hindsight, she feels was odd, where Sarah Grace claimed news coverage of the crime would be a really big hit. Once Janice began covering the case on her TikTok, Sarah would regularly reply to the videos. For investigators, however, the signs of Sarah's possible involvement emerged early in the case. During the preliminary investigation, it was revealed that Sarah's 5-year-old sister had heard the gunshots and discovered their parents dead in the bedroom. She then ran to Sarah, who was also inside the house, to tell her something was wrong. This raised a critical question. How could the younger child have heard the gunshots? But Sarah hadn't, despite both being inside the same house. On TikTok, Sarah had also reached out to another popular creator with the handle at ShoeLover99. The account, followed by over 12 million people, belongs to a mother who has been open about grieving the tragic murder of her teenage son. She alleged that Sarah contacted her saying she needed her mother. After learning about the recent developments in the case, the creator shared a public message calling Sarah out for her harrowing lies. When investigators confronted Sarah with the overwhelming evidence against her, she seemed to realize that the time for keeping up the act was over.
Did she turn herself in?
Yes, she did turn herself in this morning.
Do you believe that any of the other family members knew about this?
Hard to tell. I can say this, that everybody that we have talked to through the course of the investigation, that are family members, have been nothing but cooperative.
Apparently, it was Sarah's biological father who drove her to the station. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office also released an official statement on their Facebook page, sharing Sarah's mugshot and confirming her involvement in the case. While the motive remains unknown, the investigation continues in a case where the suspect has betrayed the trust of many.